Thanks for joining me for another craft time. Today I'm going to show you how to make ink blot shapes and then find little creatures inside of those ink blots. All right, let's get started. So what you'll need for materials is you'll need just some printer paper. You'll need a couple of colors of finger paint. You'll need some newspaper just to lay on the table so if you make a mess, it's not a problem. Also some paper towels to clean up the mess. And a pen. Crayola washable pens should work. I don't have one right now, so I'm gonna use a Sharpie, but ask your parents if you can use a Sharpie. Okay, so first I'm going to lay out the newspaper just to give myself a surface. Then I'm gonna take my piece of paper and fold it. I'm gonna fold it in half. You don't need to do this right away, but I think I'm going to. So I fold it in half, then I open it back up. Now we're gonna put some paint on the paper. I think I'm gonna use green. So my paint comes in a jar. I'm just gonna take my fingers and get some paint and put it on one half of the page. And I can just make some shapes. It's whatever I think looks fun. I kind of like that. All right, I think that's all the green I'm gonna use. And between colors, I'm gonna wipe my hands off. I don't wanna get this green in any of the other paint I'm using. So I'm just going to wipe my hands. All right, and then I think I want to use yellow. And I'm gonna put this across the crease and onto both pages. I think that'll give us a cool design. All right, get some more paper towels. I'll use blue next. And I'm just using all the colors I have because I want this to be a really colorful painting, or ink blot painting. But if you only have red or you only have one color, that's fine too. This will work either way. Okay. Wipe my hands again. I don't want to get the blue paint in the next paint I use. I think I already got some paint on my shirt, but that's okay because since I'm using finger paint, it's washable. It'll come off in the wash. All right, let's use some red. Okay. Ooh, I'm running out of space. I think I'll combine some colors. That's another cool thing, is that you can combine colors and make new ones. Like if you combine red and blue, you get purple. And red and yellow is orange. Yeah, I think that's good. There's a lot going on, but I think it looks good. I'm gonna wipe my hands off one more time. All right, while the paint is still wet, I'm going to take the two pages and press them together. I'll lie them down and press them really hard. Make sure all the paint gets on both sides. All right, and then when I open it, ta-da! Both sides have mushed together and it's this pretty symmetrical image. I think this looks really nice. So before I can continue, I need to let this dry, because if I try and draw on it with a marker right now, the marker won't draw. It'll just get all gunked up with paint. So I'm gonna set this aside to let it dry. And I'm gonna draw on one I made earlier. Here's one I made earlier. It doesn't have the green, but I think it's kind of pretty. So I think it's really pretty as is. This can be your final piece. But I think the cool thing about these ink blot paintings is everybody sees different kinds of shapes in them and like interprets them differently. So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing like a caterpillar and maybe like a bright sun and waves, but maybe you see something different. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my pen and I'm gonna draw on the dried paint just things that I see or things that I want to be in the image. So I think, like, this kind of looks like the Very Hungry Caterpillar to me. So I think I'm gonna draw some big eyes. And then looks like he's got these antennas. And then I'll give him a circle around his head. And give him that fun body. Kind of looks like he's inching across. And then the drawing, the blue ends here, but I want his body to keep going, so I'm just gonna keep drawing. There's no real rules to this. You just kind of, you see things, you can draw them. And then above him, it kind of looks like the sun. So I'm gonna make it look more like the sun. I really like that. And the cool thing about this is if I messed up or I decide I don't like the drawing, I can just flip the page over and draw on the other side. Can like interpret something totally different. I don't want to look at it from this angle anymore. I think I want to turn it and see if I see anything from this side that looks different. I kind of see an octopus. I think I'm going to make this red shape into an octopus. They have these cool eyes. These look like tentacles to me, coming off of the shape. All right, I think I see one more tentacle. Cool, so that's my red shape. I'm gonna keep turning this, see if I see anything else. This blue kind of looks like a swing that's like really moving, so I'm gonna draw the plank. And this looks like the rope that ties onto the plank. The other one. And then this is probably the tree that it's tied onto, so I'm gonna draw some leaves. Just part of the tree, but I think I'm gonna try and draw a person sitting on the swing. There's not really any paint there, but I kind of want to put one in. Let's see if I can do it. That might be kind of tricky. All right, that's their body. And here's their legs. There's one leg, this is the foot. Here's the second leg, the other foot. That's their butt sitting on the plank. Here's their head up here. And their upper body. Here's one hand and another hand. Holding on to the rope. And they're just swinging back and forth on this tree. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. I think that's all I want to draw on it. And I can always come back if I see more things. But here's what I got. Here's one side, and then my other side. All right. Thank you so much for joining me for Craft Time. I hope to see you again.